episode of Eating Right with Angel. Today we'll be making a Vanilla Bean Crème Brûlée. So right now I am going to go ahead and add some heavy whipping cream. Beautiful. And then I'm also going to add a little bit of vanilla bean paste as well as pure vanilla extract as well. I personally like to add mine in while the cream is cooking just to go ahead and get those flavors nice and incorporated. So we're going to go ahead and let this simmer on about medium to high heat. So next we are going to go ahead and prepare like kind of the base, which is going to be egg yolks and sugar. So we're going to go ahead and take our egg yolks and add those. Perfect. And then we're also going to take our sugar and just whisk this together until it's nice and thick, as well as a nice lemony color. Perfect. So I'll go ahead and set this to the side as well because we will still be using this. I do already have my oven preheated to 325 degrees as well because that's how we're going to be baking our creme brulees off. This is a labor of love dish. It normally takes about 2 days to prepare, but if you are in a time crunch, you can make it same day and serve it same day within 2 hours. Perfect. So I am going to go ahead and wash my utensil here because I'm going to need it again. Perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and just make sure that this is going nicely, has some nice heat, because once this is done kind of combining, we're going to go ahead and add it little by little into our egg mixture just so that it doesn't cook the eggs. We want to temper it in nicely. Oh, it smells so good. Like I kind of want to go ahead and drink this, but I know I can't. Well, actually, I probably could, but we probably shouldn't. Perfect. So this is at a nice simmer right now, so we're just going to go ahead and let this keep going, and then I'll meet you back once we're going to add it to the egg yolks. So right now is going to be the final part before we add it to our ramekins, and then we're going to pop it in the oven. So right now we do have our sugar and egg yolk mixture, and so now we're going to go ahead and add our heavy cream and vanilla bean and vanilla extract mixture to it a little bit by little bit because we don't want to cook the eggs in the process of mixing it. So let's see if I'm good at this. And we're going to go ahead and pour just a little bit in there while we're whisking. Nice and slowly. This is actually going really good. Better than what I had anticipated. Perfect. I'm just going to keep mixing that in there. Perfect. Beautiful. So we're going to keep mixing this for about 1 to 2 minutes because we don't want the eggs to become cooked. Just going to mix it there. You know, if you wanted to, you could really turn this into like a really fabulous vanilla bean ice cream. Ideas. Perfect. So this should be good. The eggs shouldn't cook at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of cleanup and then I'll bring the ramekins over. I do have our 7 to 8 ounce ramekins. I'm going to add the mixture pretty evenly, and then we're going to add some really hot water to give them a water bath while they bake in a 325 degree oven, and we're going to bake those off for about 30 minutes or until they're a little wobbly / jiggly. So right now I am going to go ahead and grab a strainer because we want to go ahead and strain out any of the pieces of the egg that may have gotten cooked in the process. So I'm just going to take the strainer and the mixture, just kind of pour it in there. So now the next step is we are going to go ahead and add the very hot water about halfway up the side of the baking dishes here. So I just had some water that was boiling on the side and I turned it off. Perfect. So that is going to be about halfway up the side of the dishes here. I'm going to go ahead and pop this in the oven and then I'll see y'all in about 30 minutes. Perfect. So I have removed them from the oven and placed them on a wire baking sheet so that they can cool, and then I'll meet y'all back once they're all cooled off. So I do have our cooled creme brulee. So all I'm going to do now is just get some saran wrap that I already have cut to the size of the ramekins, and I'm going to cover them and place them in the refrigerator for 2 hours or more. So I'll see y'all in about 2 hours. Welcome back to another Tips with Angel session. Today I have 4 tips for you. So the first one is don't use the whole egg, just use the egg yolks. So when using the egg whites in a creme brulee, it's going to give it a firmer texture. So that's why you normally put egg whites in puddings, because it'll actually help it set. And you don't really want it to set, you still want it to have that nice wobbly soft texture, and adding the egg whites will completely eliminate that for you. And my second tip is avoid getting water in the dish whenever you're putting it inside of the oven. So that can, adding water or any just small amount of water can actually ruin the complete texture of the dish. The actual creme brulee part can become very soggy, and it'll just ruin the complete texture of the dish. So let's stay away from the water. My third tip is the sugar portion. So when using sugar, don't use any of your fancy smancy sugars. I just use regular organic granulated sugar and not anything like sugar in the raw. I love sugar in the raw, but it's already brown and it already has that caramelization already in there. So if you try to torch that or broil that, it's going to burn before it can actually get that true caramelization out of it. And then my last tip is this dish is so convenient. You can go ahead and make this like 3 days in advance and let it just sit in your refrigerator before your dinner party, or just having like a nice girls' time, or whatever you're preparing your creme brulee for. You can prepare it up to 3 days in advance and it'll still be good, and it'll actually set a little bit better for you. And also, if you are on a time crunch, you can make this within 3 hours before your dinner party. Just make sure that you start making that first before you start working on the rest of your dishes. And once we return, we'll be finally torching the top of our creme brulees. It is finally time for us to go ahead and add a little bit of sugar and torch the top to finish off our Vanilla Bean Crème Brûlées. So right now I am going to go ahead and grab just a little bit of sugar. This is going to be so nice. And then the fun part, make sure to always have adult supervision if you are not an adult. Or if you're like me, sometimes you still want adult supervision. Who knows? But this is a blowtorch, so I'm going to go ahead and light it. Okay, and there you have it, creme brulee. Oh, I cannot wait to dig into this. So make sure that you go ahead and like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll be happy to see you again next week for another episode of Eating Right with Angel. Take care.